FC Edmonton Soccer, starting now on City. Brought to you by City, the Fath Group, High Signs, and Earthwater.
Looking to drive one from long range, and he's hit the top corner. It's a beauty for Daryl Fordyce. Here, and Lang's just gone past his marker and driven one into the back of the net. And FC Edmonton are on fire this afternoon. Welcome back to Clarke Stadium. They don't come any bigger than this, and our pre-game show brought to you today by Alberta Beer Festivals.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all our sons' command, with glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
New York Cosmos in town today in Alberta's capital, and good conditions for the game. FC Edmonton looking for 3 points to grab that fourth spot as they chase the playoffs in the NASL. The coin toss now sponsored by A&W. Little cooler conditions today, so you can see the bear there wrapped up in the FC Edmonton scarf, looking good. And the players just in the last warm-up as they get ready to take on New York, a team with a storied history in the North American Soccer League. The starting lineups now brought to you by Waterloo Ford Lincoln. And FC Edmonton going with a team that Colin Miller has got pretty settled now. Van Oekel in goal, 2 clean sheets in a row for him. Zeebe and Johan Smith, the fullbacks. Albert Watson, the skipper, in the middle of defense alongside Milan Roberts. Eddie Edward in the holding midfield role. And the other midfield players today, Rodalis, Lang and Correa on the wings. Cruz probably just behind Daryl Fordyce, who's been in amongst the goals lately for the Eddies. And a rotated squad for the New York Cosmos today. Kyle Zobek in goal. Jimmy Mulligan and David Diosa are fullbacks. Hunter Freeman and Samuel Caceres in the heart of defense. 3 across the midfield. Danny Zatella, Marco Senna, and Hagab Shirishian. 3 up front as well. Sebastian Guenzati, Lucky Kosana through the middle, and Walter Restrepo. No matter what team New York do put out, still lots of talent in their lineup this afternoon, in the white shirts with the green trim, and the Eddies posing for a team picture, the home blue colors for FC Edmonton. In goal for New York, Zobek today, and Van Oekel hoping to continue his streak. He's in between the sticks for the Eddies. Game that FC Edmonton know they really need to take 3 points from to put themselves in the box seat in this playoff race. Shirishian has spotted the ball on the center spot. It's going to be New York to kick off. Attacking the goal to our left. There's some final words. A pep talk there on the field from the Eddies players. One of the biggest games they've played in recent years, this one. Referee telling them to get on with it, blowing the whistle, and they'll line up as we get set for kickoff. FC Edmonton against New York Cosmos at Clarke Stadium in Edmonton today.
It's worth noting the Cosmos are going to be playing into that stiff breeze. It's not blowing as hard as it was a couple of hours ago, but it's still a good breeze that the Cosmos are going into.
Pretty quick start for New York as Kosana tries to fire a ball out to the right wing. It's picked up very quickly by Mulligan, who makes a good break down the right-hand side, and Senna tries to pick out his second pass in the first minute of the match, but Watson gets a header away from the danger zone. Correa in possession for FC Edmonton, looks for the 1-2 with Fordyce, didn't get the return where he would have liked it, and New York try that outlet of Kosana again. He's gone by Watson and pulls back a pretty good looking cross, but it's headed away there by Milan Roberts and then put into touch by Alan Zeebe, and that will be the first corner of the match for New York, who've started very brightly here.
Yeah, Lucky Kosana there out in the wing, challenging Alan Zeebe. It was a game time decision for Colin Miller today. And Kosana is a player that Colin Miller said during Friday's training is one that he thinks has become a totally different player since he came to New York. And he meant that in a very positive way, that he's really taken some positive steps in his career.
Corner is taken short and swept up to the far post. A tester for Van Oekel, backpedals against his own post, but watched it carefully, and it was always going to be too long. A goal kick for FC Edmonton.
Yeah, Diosa there with the long strike, but you never know how that's going to hold up in that wind. It does gust up a little bit. You can see they're fixing the net, hockey style here. The net came off the boards.
Van Oekel does a bit of repairing to the frame of the goal, and now he'll have the goal kick. The wind at his back. And everybody knows his reputation around the league. He can get good distance from these goal kicks. And that's midway inside the New York half. Senna gets up to win the header, and he'll control the second phase possession and look to play it up to Kosana, who controls it. He's muscled out of it by Edward, and there's a chance here for Roberts to restart play again. It goes back to Van Oekel. Colin Miller talking about that defensive shape that he wanted to see. Some really good pressing by New York in the early stages, though, and that another long boot forward by Van Oekel that'll run all the way through to his opposite number. It's over.
Yeah, you can see with that wind at Matt Van Oekel's back how long those goal kicks are traveling. But the weather is quite a bit nicer than it was about an hour ago when it was overcast, a little bit of rain, and the wind was even pushing harder.
Bit of a storm blowing through Edmonton earlier on this afternoon, but conditions much drier now. Free kick for New York here.
And with this wind, that field will dry out really quickly.
Center from the dead ball here. Caceres going up for this one, hovering on the edge of the penalty area. Cossana leading the line.
Senna's got his coach right in his ear. It looks like
curled it towards the penalty spot, headed away by Fordyce, and Lang should be able to complete the clearance here on the left-hand side. Just steps inside his marker. Decides it's time to dribble. I'm not sure it is in that area of the field. And there's a chance here for New York, edge of the penalty area. Restrepo decides to play it off for the running Diosa, who's brought down and tripped. And this is a good chance for New York, a free kick just outside the box.
It's a great free kick opportunity. You see Marco Senna standing there over the ball.
And we've seen him score from here before in Edmonton.
Yes, we have. Restrepo as well. But looks like Restrepo's walking away from it. Looks like there might not be a secret here who might be taking this.
Former Spain international Senna places the ball. Restrepo is standing over the ball with him. Cossana now walking into the penalty area. Van Oekel's got a four-man wall in front here. Cossana just leaning on the edge of that wall, perhaps trying to create some space for the strike to go through. Wall being moved back by the referee. An early free kick for New York. 0-0 so far, but a good chance here. Senna bends it over the wall and just past the upright. Van Oekel probably had it covered, but he definitely watched that one nervously towards his near post.
Yeah, hard to skip a beat as soon as that thing goes up over the wall. It just keeps bending.
Not too far wide of the post there for Senna, but the score remains goalless, and we've played 5 minutes at Clarke Stadium.
Yeah, the Eddies with a couple of silly giveaways in their own final third that have allowed New York to keep the pressure up.
Zobek claiming that ball right on the edge of his 18-yard line. They'll roll it out quickly to start another New York attack. Zatella helping the ball on the right-hand side. It's going to go back to Zobek. It's a back pass, so he doesn't pick it up. Looking comfortable on the ball at the moment, the New York players, but that's a poor giveaway, and there's a chance here for Zeeby to break. He's got Correa outside of him. Correa puts on the brakes and picks a pass into the middle. It's with Edward. Edward sweeping it out wide to the left again, and Roberts. Eddie Edward taking the ball back middle of the park, playing it wide to Lang. Lang, little flick over the top, didn't quite work out. Played by Zobek.
Looking for Daryl Fordyce there, seeing if Fordyce can get a run into the box. And too, when you're playing with that wind at your back too, in the case of Lance Lag making that flick, it can be a bit tricky as well, because those little touch passes you want to make to your forward, they just keep moving on you. And sometimes it's hard to judge it.
New York dominating possession in the first 6 minutes of the match, and bringing it forward again is Hunter Freeman. He's tried to clip one over the top there. Watson heads it into the middle, and Milan Roberts decided to get rid of that one. Didn't want to risk anything there. He didn't know what was behind him, and just decided for a route one clearance there, conceding the throw in. It's with Cossana, and so Sana takes the ball back and has support from Zatella. He's trying to switch play to the right wing. Good pass there. New York trying to attack from both flanks in the early stages of this match. Zatella has run into space there. Good intelligent play on the right-hand side, and he's picked out Restrepo. Just slides that one into the area. Cossana looking to try and pull a dummy there on Milan Roberts, but Roberts watching it closely all the way and conceding the corner.
It was a good recovery. We see right now the stats show it's about 50-50. The possession doesn't feel like it. Looks like it feels like the Cosmos have had more of the ball, but a good recovery there by Milan Roberts. He slipped. Actually, Cossana made that first move on him, and he was able to get back and stretch and knock that out for a corner. Because Cossana had a step on him when Roberts had slipped on the turf there.
It's David Dioza who's come over from the left back spot to take this corner kick from the right wing. He'll bend it in left-footed, and he's played it all along the deck. It's obviously a set play they're trying to work. It didn't quite come off on that occasion for New York, but a good attempt. And they've still got possession anyway with Freeman. Senna dropping deep to pick up the ball here, plays it forward. Restrepo will get a touch on that one. Well controlled by Shirishian on the right-hand side. Cossana battling for the ball against Roberts. Roberts winning the header. Shirishian picking up the loose ball again, though. Feeding it wide. Renzati supported by Freeman, but it's another bad giveaway by Freeman. His second in the first 8 minutes, and he's helped out there by Sebastian Guenzati, who wins the ball back for him after another poor pass.
I think that pass was so poor it almost surprised Daryl Fordyce that it came right to him.
Freeman, the skipper for New York today. This one's a good solid pass, but in fact good pressure on it as well, and it drops for Fordyce. Edge of the area, picks out Lance Lang. Lang shooting and going close, but just wide. And that's the best chance of the match so far. Again, coming from a loose ball that the Eddies harried down there and very nearly taking the lead.
A great first ball by Cruz to find Fordyce. I think Lance Lang just gets this ball under his feet a bit, lets the defender get back. He just can't get his feet stretched out. And just sort of has to take a stab at it rather than be able to drive that left foot through it like he normally likes to do.
Still 0-0, but a good positive counter-attack there for the Eddies to boost some confidence. And this home crowd behind them as they try and get 3 points to move into the playoff places.
It's a nice crowd here too today. Our stand on our side is pretty well full here.
Rodales picking the loose ball up in the midfield, playing it forward to Cruz, but doesn't quite get a crisp connection on that one, and it'll drop all the way through to the New York goalkeeper. Zobek plays it out quickly for Senna, and look at how quickly the New York team break. Restrepo running in field to good effect and fighting Cossana again, who holds that ball up nicely. Support from Guenzati here. An overlapping run on the right-hand side. Lang will have the speed and legs to get to that one, and he's done a good defensive job there and then wins the free kick for Edmonton.
Yeah, the assistant there waving the flag there, allowing the Eddies to reset here. He's clipped. Jimmy Mulligan. This is going to let Matt Randall go. Oh, he decides not to bomb it down the pitch.
Korea trying a turn in the middle of the park and finding Edward. Cossana trying to win the ball back from him. He does so, but it will drop for Rodales. Rodales being pressured from behind as well. Digs the ball out, finds Edward. He just slows things down with a pass back to the skipper, Albert Watson. Now Zeeby passed a late fitness test to plays today, pushes it up the right wing and wins a throw in.
Cosmos really pushing that ball carrier. They're really pressuring the ball, not sitting back, being very, very active. And we'll see how this impacts them, because they did play on Wednesday. And while some of those players have been rotated and some fresh legs in the squad, see how that affects them. We're playing such a high-intensity game so early in the match.
It's going to be a free kick for FC Edmonton now. A little push from Danny Zitella on Christian Rodales. Referee on the spot for this one, and they'll take their time with it. Zeeby tackled initially, and there's the push, and not much chance for Rodales there. And he, in fact, is the one who will take this free kick from the right wing.
See Albert Watson and Milan Roberts going up for this from their center back positions. Albert Watson's got a couple of goals recently.
Dallas attempts to go short, and they dig it out to Cruz. Cruz putting in the cross. Now there's a great header by Fordyce. Super save as well. Tipped over the top by Kyle Zobek, who was at full stretch to save that one.
I really thought that was in. What a fantastic save by the Cosmos keeper. Cruz with a perfect cross here. And Fordyce up, has that layup for the top corner. What a save by Zobek. That's just fantastic work from the Cosmos keeper.
Top class save, because Fordyce guided that one to the top corner, got really good direction on it, but a super stop to...
I think Daryl Fordyce put that exactly where he wanted to. I don't think that's a case where he misses that. I just think the keeper with great reaction with the fingertips.
Yeah, that was heading for the top corner from Fordyce. Nice cross, good header, but a terrific stop by Zobek, and it remains 0-0 here, 13 minutes into the match. Well-worked set piece as well. They chose not to fire it in first time, but a couple of quick passes to bring in Cruz, who delivered a very nice cross. New York up at the other end, some quick passing to get the ball into the penalty area. Zeeby with an acrobatic overhead kick to get rid of it, but the flag also up and offside there. And it'll be a free kick for the Eddies.
Yeah, going back to that last play, I don't think there's anything the Eddies would have changed, but it's just one of those plays where you tip your hat or say, well, that's just a great save, and what are you going to do about it? But this is a big occasion. We've talked about the players the Cosmos left behind. Jimmy Maurer is one of them, their #1 keeper. And when you're the #2, you want to come in with a chance to impress, and that's an early statement from him.
Great stop by Zobek, that's for sure. The score remaining goalless. Approaching the 15-minute mark at Clarke Stadium. Rodalis, a nice little back heel to keep the play moving there. Correa shifts it quickly to Edward, gets the ball back onto his left foot. They'll just play it safely back for Watson. Roberts is just teeing it up there for Van Oekel to put his foot through it. And he clears it straight through the middle. Cruz getting a nice header away to Fordyce. Fordyce is controlling him down. Zitella taking it back. New York pressing very, very quickly when they don't have the ball. Just no time out there for the Edmonton players when they are in possession at the moment.
Just got to play it quickly. I think Cruz has got the best handle of this. He's been the most dangerous Eddie. When he gets that ball in his foot, he understands, play it quickly. With the Cosmos pressing so much that you can open it up. You can open them up if you can get that ball moving quickly with some one-touch passing.
Freeman bringing the ball forward again on his right foot, finding Dioza to his captain. This one goes through the middle. Kosana holding play up beautifully and flip it out wide to Restrepo again. Just has some trouble adjusting to control that, but has done it now. Sharishian keeps the move ticking over. Back with Restrepo. Some quick play again to Kosana. I think he just slipped down there, and Watson does a good job bringing the ball away, but the referee will eventually hold up play because that injury to Kosana looked serious enough for him to do so.
Yeah, just a bundle of players that are coming together. We're going to have a look here. Kosana stretching for the ball there. And on the turn, he just falls down. He just slips on the turf. And then Watson almost falls down too. Almost seems to catch them both by surprise. Maybe it's a slick spot, I'm not sure, but there's certainly no foul there. Just Kosana just fell.
Stretching as he received the pass and then just lost his footing a little bit. Watson got up first and was bringing the ball clear when the referee blew the whistle. Ultra fans today here hoping to see Raul. Many of them still didn't know that he hadn't traveled as the New York players came out onto the pitch today.
Yeah, I actually tried to help a few of them out. There was some there with Real Madrid shirts to autograph. I said he didn't make the trip, and they didn't believe me.
Still a good attendance here today, but it would have been a big draw for a lot of people to see. Quite a few disappointed people that they didn't get the chance.
Nature of the beast, though. The Cosmos played on Wednesday, and you know, it's kudos to the Cosmos. So they, when they looked at the players, A lot of times teams will make up a nagging injury. Someone will have a calf strain or something like that. In this case, they just said the players they've left behind, they're all being rested. And this is the thing. They've won the spring championship. They know they're going to be hosting a first-round game in the postseason. That's that danger of the split season, is that team that's the champion. What's the motivation, or in this case, they can try to preserve their squad a bit.
Fordyce taking that one down on the chest, trying to find Rodala. Zeeby in support in the middle. That ball will drop to Kosana, though. Some tackles flying in there as he just leapt over one, but it's still New York in possession. It's a crossfield ball aimed at Guenzati, but good anticipation again there from the Eddies, and clearing the ball all the way upfield and pinning New York back in their own half for this throw-in.
But it's funny, Garrett, that this trip to Edmonton is considered so punishing. They left so many players at home. But when Edmonton goes on the road, it's basically this kind of distance every week that they go on the road.
Still got a few road games left as well. FC Edmonton, this one of only 2 games that they will play here at Clarke Stadium in the run-in. Zeeby, a throw down the ring. Fordyce heading that one infield to Korea. Kosana's already been all over the pitch, winning another header there. This time Watson will get the ball clear. That's going to be another throw-in for New York. David Dioza throwing the ball back to Hunter Freeman. Caceros waiting for it. Bringing the ball up to halfway. New York attacking the goal to our left. Strepo showing off his footwork. Ball going long to Kosana again. Bit of real handful in the early stages. That's taken away from him by Johan Smith. Good header forward by Smith there. Got some good neck muscles behind that one, and Lang is chasing away down the left-hand side here. Caceros comes across to stop him, but it's a throw-in for the Eddies. Well played by Darryl Fordyce. He has forced the corner kick from the left-hand side.
Corners is a throw deep. No, it's a corner. Surprise here, Lance Lang is not taking the corner.
It's a throw.
Cruz takes it short, finds Lang. Now the cross comes into the far post. Rodales heading it down. There's the strike from Korea, and he's just fizzed it over the top. There's appeals for a handball in there, and in fact it's just been deflected. The referee signaling it's another corner from the other side.
See where they would be calling for the handball. No, I think that's just say it deflects off the defender here. But a good strike. That was well worked by the Eddies. Nice cushion header from Rodales.
Goalkeeper came a long way for that one. He did get something on it and needed to as well. It's going to be a throw-in from this far side for Edmonton again. Good spell of pressure here from the home team. Midway through the first half, no goals at Clarke Stadium yet. Chances at both ends. Another throw-in for the Eddies here. There'll be another chance for Lang to work that down the left-hand side. He's won another throw-in.
The Eddies have been much better the last 5 minutes. I thought the first 5 or 6 minutes of this game, they were giving the ball away a little too cheaply, but now really putting pressure on the Cosmos.
Korea to the edge of the box, and Cruz strikes one as well, and that's a good save by Zobek. Pretty routine by his standards, but Cruz having a go, and not a bad idea just from outside the box there.
A quick turn and shoot there.
Zobek not with the distribution he would have hoped for there. He's just kicked that one out. It's going to be a throw-in for Edmonton. Watson got some space to move into here. He's put a cross in early. It's headed away by Caceros for another corner to Edmonton here. It's a good, strong spell, this one, from the Eddies.
The Eddies have looked dangerous on the corners. See Land Roberts, Albert Watson both up there, the center backs. I mentioned Watson scored a couple on set pieces in the last few weeks.
Korea's corner kick. Watson was the target. Might drop for Lang, still in the area. Attempting to take it around the outside. It's a good cutback, but Senna is there waiting for it and just clears that one up the right wing. One back by Smith, tries to put that one straight back in the danger zone. That'll run through for Zobek.
Lance Lang had a good idea with that cutback, but he didn't have a teammate that read it, that went short in the box for him. Carried that ball and brought it almost to the end line, then tried to drop it short into the penalty area.
Kosana in the area here, pulls the cut back across the face of goal and defended well by Edmonton. That's going to be a throw in.
Albert Watson there with the foot out. Kosana with a good first step there with a good pass across the box.
Freeman back to Kosana. Kosana trying to work it to his left side. Take it away from him by Correa, who wins the throw in back for Edmonton.
Kosana's been a real handful. I think he's been the best Cosmos player so far. Outside of the keeper, I think Zobek's made one very good save that would put him up there too in the highlight reel.
Alan Zebe looks like he's been penalized for a foul throw. You don't see that too often. We've seen several candidates for a foul throw this season here at Clarke Stadium, but Zebe pulled back for one there, and Cosmos in a good position here, right on the edge of the penalty area.
Yeah, it's definitely something we've discussed in the broadcast before, with some of the dubious throws that we've seen.
Caceros playing the ball up the right-hand side. Restrepo's made a run. They're trying to find him now. Johan Smith gets ahead on that one. Rodales helping him out too. Edmonton defending in numbers. Smith just working himself a throw-in on the left wing there. Chasing down the right-hand side, the back pass just with enough on it, but little concern there for Zobek as he was in a little danger for a moment there, just as Correa chased down that back pass, which was a touch short for him.
Yeah, I think Diosa really left him in a no man's land there. Zobek got that one touch on it.
Senna's tried to clip one over the top of the defense. Watson muscled out of it by Kosana. Kosana showing good pace, but a terrifically timed tackle by Milan Roberts, who comes across and helps out his defensive
Milan Roberts played that perfectly. He saw that Kosana had the burst of speed, and right away Roberts sprinted back, found a spot in the box and said, this is the spot I'm going to defend. Cuts off the angle. Does very, very well.
It's got to be well timed there inside the penalty area.
That was a perfect challenge. Gives up the corner, but it's much better than what could have been for the Eddies in that situation.
Comes the corner from the left wing. Defended well by Edmonton.
There have been chances at both ends though, Garrett. Both these teams are really going for it.
Good game for the neutral in this first half. No goals yet, but very open game at both ends. Also working very hard, some terrific skill there to get by two Eddies players, and he's forced himself a free kick. Good work cutting in from the left-hand side.
See, Senna's going to come and take this, and the Cosmos will line up, try to... He's taking it quickly. The referee pulls it back. I think the referee want to have a couple of words there, Ron Marquez. Fouls there. Not a lot of fouls in this game at all. There's 3-1. Games are played at a very fast pace, though.
Senna from the free kick. Chips it up deep to the far post. Caceres to target Watson, getting his head on it. They'll try and prevent it from going out for a corner. Lang's done a good job there to get that one up the line. It's going to be an Edmonton throw-in.
Yeah, he had deflected off Satellas as Lang tried to clear that out.
Rodala's in the middle of the field. He's pressured from behind by Restrepo and gives the ball away there. Restrepo in possession here. Cruz trying to win it back from him. That'll be another throw-in on that left-hand side. Attempting a dribble deep in his own half, but it works out okay. The Eddies win it back after he lost it. ZB lets that run for Korea. Korea just didn't quite get that pass right for ZB, and it just bounced off him too strong.
Surprising that that quick little pass was played by Korea. It was the right idea, though. Pulled it back and said, here you go. Try to thread through here. You've got a head of steam.
Approaching the half-hour mark in Edmonton. It's 0-0 between FC Edmonton and New York Cosmos. Senna clearing that ball. Cruz challenging for it. Lang winning it back for Edmonton here. And Roberts will play it all the way back to Van Oekel. He's under pressure from Guenzati, but it's a clearance that goes straight through the middle. An easy header for Freeman. Cushions it down for Senna, who's got all the time in the world here. Good work by Korea. Gets past Dioza. And Rodala's just a sloppy pass there with Lang outside of him. A good chance for an attack, but he's given it away.
He had an excellent chance to send Lance Lang in wide. There's a lot of space that Lance Lang had created on that wing. Just had to put a little more force on that pass. Just left him very, very short.
Cruz charging down a attempted long pass by Senna, though, and the Eddies have got themselves another throw-in on that left wing.
I have to say, when you're going into the breeze like the Cosmos are, they can get to half at with the score even. You're happy knowing that you're going to have the wind in the second half. So I think the pressure here is more on the Eddies to try to get something going here at the end of the first half than it necessarily is on the Cosmos.
Goalkeeper not able to find Dioza there. Zelbeck, his clearance, too much power to it, and runs into touch for a throw-in for Edmonton. ZB still finds Fordyce, and now Korea again. Korea just playing one in low, and it's well watched there. Good defending by Jimmy Mulligan, because he knew he couldn't pass that one back. Just got his body in the way of it, and it's picked up by Zobek. But Edmonton breaking again down the left with Roberts. Just lost possession there.
Yeah, he's not trying to apply some pressure.
Sana tackled from behind by Edward. Does very well to break up that one. And Edmonton will get themselves another throw-in.
Eddie Edwards did very well to read that and break that up. No, he's looked very comfortable since making this switch to the holding midfield role. We're used to seeing him at fullback, and the last few games he's been in that holding midfield role. He's looked very, very comfortable.
Coach Colin Miller very impressed with his play, and a big part of why he thinks the Eddies have been able to keep 2 clean sheets has been Edwards' play in front of the back four there in the anchor role in midfield. Cossana edge of the penalty area, trying to work something there, but Zeeby very strong into the tackle and just whacks that one upfield. Tackles really going in strongly from both teams. No foul there, they're all really fair, but you've got to keep your head up out there. It's that type of game. The stakes are very high and you can really feel it on the pitch. Freeman's flipped one to the left wing, very good long pass, picking out Restrepo, who switched to the left here onto his right foot. Nicely worked. He's going to get the ball back again and strikes the shot. Roberts, on another occasion, has made a very good block. Been very strong in defense for Edmonton today. Lang on the counter-attack. Picks out Fordyce, edge of the penalty area. Rodal is in support. Cruz tackled there by Zatella. Just won it cleanly from him. Senna plays a beauty into the path of Chirichian, who's got round the back here. Restrepo, edge of the penalty area. Edward is back to charge him down. Senna onto his right foot, tries the strike, and that takes a deflection. It's going to be easy for Matt Van Oak.
That was good, though, by Eddie Edward, shielding that back four there. Some of that hard work that he's doing, and you're not going to pick it up much. It's not going to make a lot of highlight reels, but ball's played back from Chirichian to Restrepo, and Edward is there, taking away any kind of shooting angle, forcing Restrepo to slow that play down and move it out to Senna. Looks like Restrepo's going to have a shooting chance, but Edward just positionally very, very good.
Lanzatti in possession here for New York. 10 minutes to halftime. Still no goals at Clarke Stadium. Restrepo trying to slide one and thread it into the area. Lucky Cossana. Zatella. Supported by Diosa, just keeps it ticking over, finds Senna. Freeman bringing the ball forward again from defense. Lots of time to make the pass, but Roberts takes the ball away from him and hits it upfield. Welcome to our viewers across the US watching on ESPN3 today. And thank you for joining us locally here in Edmonton, in Alberta on City TV. Broadcast FC Edmonton against the New York Cosmos. And a big one too as Lang tries to win the ball back. New York beginning another attack, and Smith is penalized for a foul against Guenzati.
Mulligan did a really good job coming back there. It looked like the Cosmos played the ball rather loosely in their own end there, and the Eddies were going to be away, but Mulligan dashing back and breaking that play up. Good awareness.
Restrepo's been getting space on both wings. He's been a danger man. Zeeby, though, driving him back. Good defending from Alan Zeeby. Freeman in space again, bringing the ball to the left-hand side. Diosa's made a good run forward. Oh, terrific play by Diosa. He's beaten two Eddies. It's a good cutback. Watson anticipates it well. And in fact, the ball's out of play. It's going to be an FC Edmonton throw in. But a couple of times, we've seen Diosa causing trouble down this left-hand side.
Diosa does well there, skips through two defenders. See, off the outside of the foot there, he shakes Correa, then with the outside of the foot pushes the ball past Zeeby. But Albert Watson aware there, and I actually think both center backs for Edmonton have done very, very well in this first half. They've been able to read the danger. I think Milan Robertson, a couple of occasions, has come back very well, shepherded some danger from Lucky Kasana, and be able to shepherd Lucky Kasana into places in the box where he can't be that dangerous. And I think Albert Watson's done well to read the play as well.
Cruz frustrated there, feeling like he was in a good position, but his teammate Eddie Edward had gone down under the challenge, and the referee felt that it was serious enough, looked like it was a potential head injury, and he stopped play very quickly there for Edward to get treatment. As it turns out, he's okay, but not much of a choice at the time.
Yeah, that's something that the referee has to do. As you were saying, the way that that Eddie Edward came together with that Cosmos player, the Cosmos played back for the Eddies to have a throw in. But the way that they came together, you have to make sure that it's not a head injury.
From the bounce up, Zatella just kicking the ball into touch. Throw in for FC Edmonton. This is about where they were before, with the ball with Alan Zeeby. Correa flicking on his throw in, and Cruz couldn't control it, but has the ball here in his hands. He'll let Zeeby take this throw. Nice flick from Fordyce to Cruz. Cruz on the right-hand side. He's done well. Good cross to the far post. There's Lang. Just didn't work for him under pressure from Jimmy Mulligan. But Cruz, for the second time, picking a lovely cross from the right wing.
Yeah, just stood up there for Lance Lang, and by the time it got to Lance Lang, Jimmy Mulligan was charging right at him. I think if Lang comes through that header full force, we would have had a pretty serious collision there between a couple of players.
Great pass by Senna to start things again. Kosana trying to move it into the penalty area. FC Edmonton pussyfooting around with it a little bit there, and the strike by Gwenzati very close.
But right to the keeper's hands, but you're right. That's one where someone's got to put the foot through the ball and say, let's just get this out of trouble here. But a little bit of just tapping the ball around, and you get yourself into trouble that way. Stakes are so high in this game for FC Edmonton, they just can't afford to make mistakes.
Lang on the left-hand side. Oh, he's got all the way through. Lance Lang strikes one and scores for FC Edmonton, who take the lead. Lang, with his left foot, finds the bottom corner, and the Eddies ahead, 1-0.
Yes, that's Lance Lang's ability to take a play and use that talent of his as one of the top players in this league and just take a game and change it. That's what we just saw Lance Lang do. We see him, he takes a loose ball and says, gets a nice bounce there. He comes back to him, and then he realizes, I've got a chance here. He gets a very friendly bounce here as the ball comes off. I believe it comes off Jimmy Mulligan. Jimmy Mulligan really can't be faulted for that. It's some poor luck in his, and that happens to him, to Mulligan, that the ball bounces from Lance Lang off Mulligan back to Lance Lang, and then Lance Lang is in, and a perfect finish. And now the Eddies have that lead, taking advantage of having the wind at their back and have something they can take in halftime.
An FC Edmonton goal is another meal for families at the Ronald McDonald House of Northern Alberta, courtesy of Pasta Pantry. And what an important goal as well from Lance Lang. Rode his luck there, but in the end, when presented with the opportunity, beautiful left foot finish.
That's what we've come to expect. He picks that corner, offers the keeper no chance.
Just got that fortunate bounce, but once he did, no looking back for Lance Lang. And Edmonton leading just before half-time. Great time to score a goal as well.
But really, after Mulligan, Cosmos got to look at who else was there. You know, we've seen other teams, they put two men on Lance Lang at all occasions. That time, once he got by Mulligan, it was clear sailing in.
Roberts just a bit casual there. Kosana takes the ball away from him. He's inside the area here. Tatella with the right-footed cross to the far post, away by Zeeby, and this could work out well for Edmonton. It's Correa. Cuts in field and then plays it through for Fordyce. He's onside, and it's a second for FC Edmonton. Beautifully finished, a clinical strike, and Daryl Fordyce has made it 2 goals in 2 minutes.
There's 2 fantastic passes that have to be pointed out that lead up to this goal. First from Alan Zeeby up to Correa, and then Correa, who takes that extra second. You can see he picks his head up. He's looking, and then he sees the run. And what a ball. What a ball, and what a finish. That's just fantastic football from the Eddies. That is about as well-worked a team goal as you're going to see. 2 perfect passes leading to a perfect finish. You know, I don't think Colin Miller could look at that video of that and say, that can't be any better. That's about as perfect as we want to work it up. That's what we train for all week. That's what we prepare for, is that kind of team football.
Home crowd loving this. 2 in 2 minutes. Fordyce and Lang, both of them nestling in that bottom corner. Excellent finishes. And all of a sudden, a 2-0 advantage for Edmonton.
But that first pass from Zeeby to pick out Correa, and that's the kind of thing where I really wonder, and I've talked about this, how he's not on the Olympic roster for Canada. How with a team that's thin on fullbacks, the Canadian Olympic team doesn't have Alan Zeeby there is beyond me. But the what a pass from him to Correa, and then what a pass from Correa to Fordyce.
That FC Edmonton goal's another meal for families at the Ronald McDonald House of Northern Alberta, courtesy of Pasta Pantry. 2-0 for Edmonton. We are playing the last minute of the first 45 minutes here at Clarke Stadium.
And the Cosmos did have their hands up. You know, they felt that Fordyce might have been off. So
free kick for New York. They'll try and get one back just before the break here. Senna will take it. Driven it in there, and it's away by Fordyce. 1 minute will be added on here. Caceres' ball into the middle. It's dangerous. Scramble in there, but once again, it's Alan Zeeby.
So that's going to be one. Did that go off at Zeeby's arm during the clearance there? I mean, maybe the referee sees that as ball to hand anyways, but ball came up in an odd position.
Fordyce the target here for a long ball out of defense. He's never the favorite to get that one, and New York in possession again.
You have Eddie's player down. It looked like there was a bit of a coming together there.
Referee seems happy to let play go on for the moment. With Diosa, New York not feeling like they're going to put the ball into touch. It's Rodales who's down there injured. Now they will. Guenzati kicks it out so that Rodales can get some treatment.
You see there, Rodales went down. Looked like he came together there with the Cosmos player on the right wing.
Hey fans, don't forget to make sure you drop out the FC Edmonton merchandise booth, which today can be found under the stand on the right side of the stadium. Take advantage of our 50% sale on jerseys.
Fordyce has put Edmonton in a terrific position. Great touch, great finish.
And then we'll have a look here. Is Daryl Fordyce on or off? He's on. He's clearly onside. Clearly onside when the ball is played. Referee makes the right decision. You can see he's held up his run. It's a perfect run from Daryl Fordyce. That's just fantastic football. The Cosmos might have had their hands up, but you can see great work by the crew there capturing that. We could clearly see he's on.
Nothing wrong with that, and nothing wrong with the first half performance for FC Edmonton. That's a really good effort. Riding some early pressure from New York, but then coming back very, very strongly. Goals from Lance Lang and Daryl Fordyce mean that they have a commanding 2-0 advantage at halftime.
Hey fans, be sure to qualify to win a flight for two to Iceland.
We will hear from both managers at halftime here on the pitch.
You can enter to win 2 tickets to this great
See
destination.
how Colin Miller's doing, and the New York coach Giovanni Savarese as well joining us
Today we would like to welcome the Evan Graikulian
at halftime.
Society.
And Giovanni can talk to us now. Thanks for your time, Coach. Just tell us, obviously 2 late blows in that first half there. What did you make of the last 5 minutes of the first half?
No, just 2 distractions from our part. The first goal a little bit unlucky, but we allow them to be able to get the ball in that area. Then, a deflection came back to Lane, and he was good to be able to finish. The second goal was just distraction from our bad marking, keeping the line, a little bit too high, no marking well, and then we got penalized. But until that point, it was a pretty even game.
Thank you, Giovanni.
Thank you.
That's Giovanni Savarese, the New York Cosmos coach. Obviously not happy with the last 5 minutes of that first half, and I think he's quite right. It was a pretty even game up until that time, but Coach Colin Miller, he's going to be pretty thrilled with the way things worked out for his team. What a finish in the last 5 minutes of that first half. We can talk to Colin now.
Coach, it's 2-0 at halftime. You have to be happy. Could have been 3 if not for that save by Zobek on Fordyce early in the half. Did everything that possibly that could go right for you?
Yeah, it was a fabulous save, wasn't it? It was, it was good build-up. I think it was a great ball from wee Pablo. Yeah, I'm pleased. Of course I am to be 2-0 up here, but we make hard work of it at times. We were a little bit careless and sloppy in possession. And we were just, the Cosmos are a good side. Regardless of who plays here today, they're a good side, a quality side. So they will have periods in the game when they've got possession of the ball. And we cannot panic. I want us to be pressing the ball a little bit further away from our 18-yard box. And Albert and Milan, for the most part, have done great, but just a little bit casualness at times between the two of them in possession of the ball. But overall, I'm very pleased. We've created some good chances. We've played some good stuff. It hasn't all been negative by any stretch. But in order to beat a club like this, you have to be more positive and better in possession and have more presence on the ball. And at times we've just been a wee bit too soft. It's been a boys against men at 1 or 2 instances here. We have to be physically much stronger here against this good New York Cosmos team.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Colin Miller still working on some things that can be polished up for the second half, but pretty happy overall. A 2-0 advantage, 2 clinical goals towards the halftime break for FC Edmonton. Welcome back to Clarke Stadium. Great game so far. FC Edmonton with a 2-0 lead against New York, and the Cosmos have made a substitution. Hunter Gorski replacing Samuel Caceres in defense to begin the second half.
Just wondering if that's tactical or if that's a health issue. The Cosmos 2-0 down, have taken 1 sub and used it on a defensive player.
And that's confirmation. Gorski replacing Caceres, and that substitution brought to you by The Helm, Edmonton's premium clothing boutique on Jasper Ave on 104th Street. It's Edward trying to chip one over the top, and it's dropped to Lang. Lang has support from Roberts. Roberts giving it back to Lance Lang, and Roberts again.
You can see the change in the wind now.
That just dropped nicely for Smith. Smith down the left-hand side. He's trying to take it straight to Freeman, and it doesn't quite work out. That's going to be a goal kick.
See, though, the change in the wind now with the eddies, or not the change in the wind, but the change in the team's directions. The eddies going against the wind there. That ball, Eddie Edward tried to pop over for Lance Lang, just held right up and didn't get over that back 4. So that's an adjustment both sides have to make now with the wind. Now the Cosmos is back.
Roberts heading one up the left-hand side. It's going to be a throw-in for the Cosmos. Edward getting his head on that one. It doesn't go forward, though, and scrambling now in defense. He's done a good job to break that one up, and in fact, in the end, has won a free kick. Unlucky Kosana getting a bit of a talking to by the referee.
I think Eddie Edward here grabs his head here. We'll see. don't know if he hit the back of his head because he's still rubbing his head as he's coming down, or is there an elbow there?
Not really sure about that one, but it is an Edmonton free kick. Van Oekel is out of his area to take it. Oh, he's driven that one low under the wind, but it's controlled well by Freeman, although he's made another errant pass out of defense, and Smith is onto it. It's with Lang again. Lang, left-hand side. Good aggressive defending there, but it is a throw-in for the Eddies.
So what the Eddies are going to like, if you're 2 goals up, you want this ball in the New York half as much as you can.
Lang's throw into the near post. Fordyce doesn't get a head on it. Drops into the midfield. Kosana's back there trying to hold up the ball. Edward trying to win it back. Lang gets a touch. And Smith returns it back to Lancelot. And he's just drilled one along the deck to pick out Correa, right-hand side. Correa steps inside too. Onto his left foot. He's going to try and strike one there, and very good save. And Zobek not giving up any rebound because Fordyce was right on the doorstep.
But Zobek gives the ball away right away, that throw out. But we see what Correa can do. The left-footed player on the right side cutting in onto his good shooting foot. Great cross-field pass, though, by Lang to pick him out.
Just kept that one under the wind, almost like a golf shot, just punching it under there, low drive, and a nice cross-field ball, which Correa then took full advantage of. And that was one of the things Colin Miller talked about before the game, was shooting whenever they get a chance, and they've been doing that. And Zobek has been equal to it a number of times. He's made some very good stops for New York today.
But the Eddies keeping the pressure on, even though they have the 2-goal advantage. They took the first initiative here in the second half.
Great play there by Rodales to win possession back for FC Edmonton, and chasing forward, plays it down the left to Lang. Lang right by the goal line. In comes the cross to Fordyce. He tries to cushion it down there, perhaps for Correa, but just didn't quite have the height to get to that ball.
Cosmos came forward in numbers, and there was a 3-on-3 going back. But the cross is a little bit long for Daryl Fordyce to deal with. It looks like the Cosmos are going to push early. That might open up some counter-attacking possibilities for the Eddies. Honestly, I think a very strong start to the half from Edmonton. Really picked up where they finished that first half.
Here's Hunter Freeman again, the captain for New York. Trying to switch play to the left-hand side, using the wind to good effect there. Good block by Zeeby. That one will drop to Cruz. Roberts playing it back out wide for Smith. His weaker right foot, but he's made a good pass upfield to Fordyce. Now Cruz again here. Daryl Fordyce again. He's just robbed of possession there by Gorski.
It's great work by Milan Roberts in the end to play that ball out, but I'm pretty sure he gave people a heart attack, though, with 2 Cosmos players there.
Edmonton defending here as Senna tries to strike one from the edge of the penalty area, but that's definitely not his best. Well over the top with the left foot. It'll be a goal kick.
And honestly, we've seen this happen before when teams have come to Edmonton when the wind plays a role, that it actually takes some time to adjust to what it's like to play with that wind at your back. Ball really carries. Really hard to play balls behind the back 4 that are going to check up for you for your forwards to run onto. And we've seen teams really struggle to adjust to it. We'll see how the Cosmos do with that at their back. It's obviously better than going into it. You can see how much it's holding up Van Oekel's goal kicks compared to what he was hitting in the first half, where he was getting it deep in the Cosmos territory.
Yeah, unable to get it out of his own half, and just the wind blew it back there. Got good height on it, but that's what the Eddies are up against in the second half. A strong breeze at Clarke Stadium. Mulligan finding Senna again. He's given it away, and Rodales for the second time makes a break forward in the second half. This time he has Cruz with him, and now Correa. Korea playing that one back into defense, and Zeeby supported by Watson. Roberts back to Van Oekel. He's forced to kick it off the ground again. He gets it just to halfway. Fordyce winning a good header, and now Lance Lang. Lang's going to try and switch play to the right again. Look at that pass. Beautifully bent ball into the path of Cruz. Cruz has skipped past his marker. Cruz with the cross into the middle and defended well by Hunter Freeman. Korea gets another bite of the cherry here. And he's all the way to the edge of the penalty area, then strikes one. And that was deflected, so he's going to have a corner for that.
Cosmos, a lot of panic play in their own end right now, just punching balls out and giving the ball right back to the Eddies. It's here in a couple of occasions. And we see here Korea again moving in off the right wing with that left foot. I think they say that brushed off of Freeman.
Cruz is going to take this corner from the left wing.
But really, the Cosmos have got to just get a little bit more patient, trying to get the ball out of their own end. And they're just lumping it back to the Eddies.
Senna getting a header away from that corner. Going to drop back for Korea here. When Zati making the tackle, it's a throw in for FC Edmonton.
The Eddies a little content on trying to get that third goal.
That's what Colin Miller talked about, didn't he? He didn't want his team sitting back on a lead, but pressing for the third.
I've heard him use that word ruthless before.
Already a couple of chances in this second half, and in a good situation here as well for Edmonton. Throw in by Zeeby on the chest of Korea. And he's fouled, so it's going to be another free kick for the Eddies. Good position.
Yeah, well, this Lance Lang moving over to the other side. Looks like he's getting ready to take this. And this is one where you think Lance Lang is going to go directly for it. I mean, we see both Roberts and Watson coming up into the box, looking to play the cross as well. But Lance Lang, from here, he can have a go as well. He can bend this.
Watson has been dangerous from set pieces. He scored a couple of goals recently, and Roberts, the tall, rangy figure, is dangerous in the air as well. Lang over the ball on that right-hand side.
He can either pop this up or go for it. We're really not quite sure from this spot.
He's driven one, and it's very well taken by Kyle Zobek.
He just knew he was going for it there, and I think other players are in just looking to pounce on a rebound.
Restrepo driving forward for New York, tackled by Rodal as it drops for Korea again. Had a lot of touches of the ball, Dustin Korea. Again, he's dispossessed unfairly, and he has another free kick for FC Edmonton. Senna with the tackle.
Been very impressed with Korea today. Just his ability to look at the field and to see what's there and to understand where he is. He's just a very smart player. I think it's been a real benefit to the Eddies since they've signed him in the summer.
Not worked well at all. Zeeby with the back pass to Van Oekel, and it's hit so hard he can't even stop that, and that's a gift of a corner.
Yeah, that's an unforced error for sure. Alan Zeeby with a very poorly mishit back pass to Van Oekel.
Thankfully it wasn't on target. Corner kick from the left-hand side. It's a good one, but Van Oekel gets his hands on it, and is that a handball against Watson? Yes, penalty kick given. And they were all at sea a little bit there. It all came from that Poor back pass by Zeeby, which resulted in the corner. It was a good corner. Van Oekel wasn't as dominant as he perhaps would like to have been. And from there, here's what happened. His hand is out there. It does hit the hand. And the referee...
I think it's the correct decision. I think Albert Watson will say, look, it was from close in range, but your arms are out, your arms move through the ball. I think the referee makes the decision that he has to make. And
it's also a yellow card for Albert Watson, and it's a penalty kick that Senna is going to take.
This all begins off the ZB unforced error, off the gift that was presented to the Cosmos.
Senna staggers his strike, but has no problem in finding the target. Low to the bottom left-hand corner, sends Van Oekel the wrong way. And New York have a lifeline in this match. It's 2-1.
Yeah, they get an absolute gift from FC Edmonton. FC Edmonton, an absolutely self-inflicted wound.
From the restart, Rodales moves the ball to the left, and now it's Roberts.
It's always harder to defend those corners when you've done something like that, where it's your own mistake that's led to a corner, rather than if your defender blocks a shot or blocks a pass, denies a scoring opportunity.
All the momentum in the early part of the second half was with Edmonton, but New York now only one behind as Correa plays one forward, up in the edge, flicked on by Fordyce, and it might drop for Lang, but the whistle is gone. Free kick has been given. Restrepo here. Just trying to push one through first time to Cossana. It'll be a throw.
And it has started to rain again here.
Very cloudy conditions as well at Clarke Stadium. It's pretty dark out there. The floodlights already on. Zeeby, not his most dominant header, drops for Cossana. Now Zatala. Restrepo again. Puts in the cross into the penalty area, and Watson backpedaling heads it away, but Cossana keeps it in, and there's real danger in there, and Zeeby just pokes it away from off the line, and Smith getting it clear.
You feel the momentum just absolutely shift.
Great tackle there by Johan Smith, and the ball drops to Pablo Cruz, who's bringing it forward past halfway. He's got a run from Lang, but Cruz has been bundled over by Senna and has a free kick for Edmonton.
No, hold on. You got to get back. He's up. Just get back.
Referee wants a word with Senna. That's 2 or 3 fouls on the trot there. Not too much in that, but the referee feeling like he had to give the free kick to Edmonton. I think just probably Senna's last chance before he's in the book. He's just pointing. That's 3 in a row.
Yeah, I think he's just saying that's another one, and that's going to be that booking. Lang will be trying to swing this in. This time you see the Eddies not bringing up their center backs, understanding what the score is now. 2-1, they want to be a little more conservative. Making sure that Roberts and Watson are staying back, minding the store. So not nearly as aggressive a stance from the Eddies on this free kick.
Lang's driven it low. It's bending awkwardly as well. Difficult for the goalkeeper, but his handling has been impeccable today. Zobek, very good job there too.
I think Zobek's done very well. I don't think either of the goals he really could have done much about. He's made one very, very fine save on Daryl Fordyce. This now with the score, with Cosmos getting 1 goal back, looming larger.
Look at Freeman's pass over the top there. Very nearly released Granzatti in all kinds of space, but just overhit with the wind at his back, a different kind of pass than the ones in the first half, and it is a goal kick.
Yeah, you can just see that just picks up speed, and it just doesn't slow down at all. And that's the difficulty with the wind at your back. When you're trying to play those balls over the back four and you're on this turf, it just is not going to sit up for you.
Wind not quite gusting as much at the moment. He's able to get that inside the Cosmos half, Matt Van Oekel. Doesn't amount to much, though, for FC Edmonton. Cosmos are winning everything at the moment.
Moments change games, and there was that moment with the self-inflicted corner, the Eddies looking like they were cruising with a 2-0 lead, that gave the Cosmos team an absolute lifeline.
Kosana fouling Watson there, free kick to Edmonton. That's been a good tussle. Kosana not afraid to put himself about. He's looked like a good number 9 today out there. Van Oekel's ball up towards Fordyce. He's got a nice flick on that one, but it's away by Mulligan. He's driven that one long over the top. That'll be easy for Van Oekel to claim. Gorski getting a clean header at that one, but one back by Edmonton. Cruz picking out Correa. Correa's ball not finding Fordyce, and look at that skip off the turf, and it'll run into touch for another goal kick.
Just picks up speed. There's no chance you're going to get to it. And I think that's something Cosmos will have to learn and adjust to as this half goes on, that those long balls just aren't going to work.
On by Rodales. Cruz battling for it. Edward finds Zeeby. Zeeby just lashing out at that one in frustration a little bit. Didn't pick the pass, and it's going to be a throw in for Edmonton. Critical last 25 minutes here for FC Edmonton. Colin Miller, having used no substitutes yet, still has 3 potential changes if he wants to make them. New York just having probably their best spell of the match at the moment off the back of that goal, a penalty kick by Senna. Watson heading one out there, another throw in for New York.
Senna with the take here. Cosmos bringing up a lot of white shirts.
Goes the free kick away by Daryl Fordyce. Mulligan on the right-hand side. Kosana beaten in the air by Roberts. Roberts rock solid today in central defense. On the chest of Kosana. Here's Restrepo back to Jimmy Mulligan. Now Freeman. Freeman's going to play it back to Zobak here in goal. Just on the edge of his box, he pushes that one away for Gorski. Kosana beaten to that one by Roberts, but he's got another flick on this. Granzatti chasing it. Watson heading it back to Van Oekel.
The Eddies would like that. I think the Eddies will take that if they pop balls in the air with the height advantage that I think that they have. Because Cossana, his advantage is getting the ball to his feet. You want him running with the ball. You don't want him trying to beat Milan Roberts or Albert Watson in the air. That's a mismatch in the Eddies' favor. So I think as long as the Cosmos are thumping balls up for Cossana to have to bring down in the air, the Eddies are going to be happy with that matchup. Where they had some success with Cossana is when they get that ball to his feet and he can try to get outside and take on wingers and cut back in.
Throwing up the right side for Edmonton, flicked on by Daryl Fordyce. Another touch to it there from Korea. New York have just got too many men back there, but Edmonton making a fight of it and winning a free kick.
Pablo Cruz did an impressive job of lobbying right there. Got held up. The referee Juan Marquez had a look and then decided, yep, that is a foul. This will be Dustin Correa now with the take. Lance Lang goes straight to the top of the penalty area, and this is why if the ball comes out of the mixer, he can go and thump this ball forward. He can go and have a go with it with that left foot.
Cruz putting the ball in the box. Senna getting a head on it. Edward getting a touch. Right drop for Watson. Watson playing it out for Roberts. Roberts' ball in towards the near post was menacing. But again, very good handling from Zobek in goal for New York.
That's a little bit of a tricky one because Zobek has got to almost play that an Eddie's going to come in and have a touch on it. And in the end, with no touch, it's going to come in on goal anyways.
Hey guys, I know it's
crossfield pass by Freeman to the left-hand side, and Shirishian bringing it forward. Zatala edge of the penalty area. Shirishian's continued his run. Nice little clever chip over the top. Cossana was in for a moment, but another great recovery by Milan Roberts in defense for Edmonton. Lang has given it back to New York, though. It's with Restrepo on the right-hand side, and he's got inside the penalty area here, and just goes down under the challenge. I don't think there was a foul. The referee waved play on, and Van Oekel picks that one up harmlessly.
No, I think Restrepo went down after the ball. And to be fair to Walter Restrepo, I think he did slip on the turf.
No real appeals for it there from Restrepo. Just frustrating that he put so much in just to lose his footing.
I think that turf's gotten pretty slick with the little bit of rain that we've got in the last few minutes and the cold conditions.
That ball's been kept in on the left-hand side by New York. Shirishian making another good run down the left-hand side, and they're moving the ball quickly here. Center again, flick on the edge of the penalty area. Cruz getting it away from the danger zone, but it's still with New York and Restrepo. Center looks for the back heel. Roberts saw that one all the way. Lang thought he conceded the corner, but was pushed after the fact and gets a free kick for FC Edmonton.
Yeah, I get Mulligan for a touch in the back. But the Cosmos really putting the pressure on right now. The game's really changed.
Looks like it's not going to be too long before we see Saini Niassi for FC Edmonton. He's just waiting on the halfway line there to come onto the pitch. Won't be just yet. The referee not ready to let him on the field yet. Free kicks takes place, and with Edward playing it back for Van Oekel. Target is Correa. Correa on the chest finds Rodales. He'll just slow things down a little bit. Back for Dustin Correa. It's a good clearance by Van Oekel, straight through the middle. Mulligan heading it away, but Cruz beginning an attack with a downward header for Fordyce. And now Lang on the left-hand side. Mulligan trying to cut off his run. Restrepo comes back as well. Lang squeaks one through the middle there, but it doesn't find Fordyce, and it's back to the goalkeeper, Zobek. Cruz is watching him, but gets the clearance, puts it into touch, and now we'll see the Eddie substitution in New York attempting to make a second change as well here.
Andres Flores is coming in for New York. See Pablo Cruz is coming off for Saini Niassi. Cruz, I think, has done a good shift. But this would be interesting because I don't know if Dustin Correa would shift to the inside or if Niasi would come inside.
Good game for Restrepo today as well. He's going to be replaced at this moment to Andres Flores coming on for New York. Those substitutions brought to you by The Helm, Edmonton's premium men's clothing boutique.
Yeah, and I think we're seeing now Niasi's going to go out to the right wing and Correa's going to go take Cruz's spot behind the forwards. That's the shift.
Niasi, what a great first touch. He's into the penalty area here. The cutback is for Lang. Lang just too far to adjust and make the shot, but he's put the ball back into the danger zone. Niasi might get another chance to cut that one back. Fordyce is in there. The New York players are appealing for an infringement. Referee waving play on. And in the end, it's going to be a throw-in for New York.
They're throwing deep into their own half that the Eddies can pressure. But Sadie Niasi's just coming off those fresh legs, but he will outran everybody, even his own team, when he cut that ball across.
Great impact for Niasi there on the right-hand side.
Well, he came as a sub last week in Indy and scored very shortly after he came on. Real well-taken goal, too. Hammered it inside the post.
Not a bad left foot finish for him. We're used to seeing him on the right peg, but can also hit them from the left, too, when he needs to, as he did against Indy.
He's also been very involved in the African Cup of Nations qualifiers. Gambia. Played recently as Cameroon. Where? Of course, his brother, his long-time brother, actually helped recommend him to come to FC Edmonton. Sana Niasi, because Sana was with the Montreal Impact that when they played the Eddies last year in the Canadian Championship, and Sana told Zany he was really impressed by what he saw in Edmonton. It's a good place for him to go.
Freeman for New York. Looks for the crossfield play to the left. It's well taken. Flores getting his first touch in the area. In comes the cross and away by Smith. Rodales scrambling it up the left-hand side. Lang's on the end of it. He's still going here. If he can keep this ball in play, he's got Correa in the middle. Just ran it too far. And Gorski comes across to make that last-ditch sliding tackle.
Well, Lang got a couple of kind bounces again as that ball went through off some Cosmos players, and it looked like he was in, but you're right there. A little bit of a heavy touch as he cut in. I think allowed Gorski to come in and slide and take that chance away. But that's the Eddies on the counter.
Correa turns nicely edge of the penalty area. Sidesteps Senna, still going. He's a very tricky player. Been taken away from him now, but Zeeby has the ball back. It's Niasi on the right wing. Sadie Niasi here. Looks to try and go around the outside. He's got the legs to get there, cuts it back, but just can't wrap his foot around the ball to get it back in play. It's a goal kick.
15 minutes left. Real nail-biter here.
Looks like Edmonton have recovered from that really wobbly spell after the game. They seem to be back into more of a rhythm at the moment.
Yeah, they were rattled. They were definitely rattled by, again, what we all saw was a series of mistakes that led to a goal. But very much a self-inflicted goal. I think the Eddies know when they get forward, they have the speed to really push the Cosmos with Lang and Niasi and Correa. Could really cause problems. And you know, at the end, if Colin Miller wants to put the pressure on, he can put Tomi Amiobi in at the end. Fresh legs to win the ball in the forward position and hold the ball up.
He's maybe stretched the New York defense a bit. He's got the speed, he's got the pace. Amiobi back on the substitutes bench following a recent injury he picked up in training.
Daryl Fordyce has been very good today. I mean, obviously the goal was perfectly taken, but he could have had the second on that headed effort. And that was what a save by Zobak on that in the first half.
Freeman again for New York. those balls just hit with too much strength in this wind.
You just can't play that ball when you got the wind at your back. That option when you play that ball, you use the wind as your advantage here, because you know that the Eddies are going to struggle to sort of punt the ball out of their own end, and you can pressure up and bring men up to pressure.
This is going to work out well for Korea. It's played in Lang. Lang just inside the area, puts the ball across the face of goal, and there's nobody there to get the final touch. And that's so close for FC Edmonton.
Oh, I think Lance Lang put that ball where he wanted to, just out of the keeper's reach and in front of goal. There's no one there to take that ball.
Just a yard ahead of Korea. He couldn't get to it.
But we're going to see that more if Eddies with counter-attacking chances.
Rodales has gone down injured here, but when he gets up, his reward for that will be a yellow card, because this is a free kick to New York. It was one of those where both players went down, but it seems as though Rodales is going to go in the referee's notebook here when he does get up.
We just talked about it. Tomi Amiobi's there on the bench, getting ready to come in the game.
And there it is, just a bit of a stamp on Gwenzati.
It's late.
Fordyce going to be replaced by Tomi Amiobi, and this substitution is brought to you by The Help, Edmonton's premium men's clothing boutique.
I have to say, so far, I think Mr. Marquez and his crew have done a good job today. I don't think there's much complaining about the penalty kick that went against Edmonton. They got that the call on Fordyce spot on the goal.
Great game by Daryl Fordyce, and gets a very nice hand from the crowd here at Clarke Stadium as he's replaced by Tomi Amiobi. He can just add a bit of freshness to the Eddies' attack here. And the Edmonton fans will be happy to see him back out on the pitch.
The other thing, too, is if the Eddies get the ball up the field, you can hold it up. When you're holding that lead, it's a big advantage of what Amiobi can do. See him do it a lot this year.
Roberts getting his head on that one, and just little flick back to his goalkeeper, probably not intentional, but it works out fine in the ball with Van Oekel as we approach the last 10 minutes at Clarke Stadium. Edmonton holding a 2-1 lead. Goals from Lance Lang and from Daryl Fordyce, and Senna from the spot for New York. Watson's in control of this ball, and he's just going to drive it up the right-hand side and concede.
Safety first.
The throw in, but in fact it was deflected out for an Edmonton throw.
Even better than safety first now. Sadie Niasse getting talking to for throwing that ball so far back. The referee.
He's trying to claim that's the spot that should have been taken. And the New York players didn't really have much of a problem with it, but I think the referee's telling him that happens again. Could be a yellow card. That looks like there was something for perhaps a handball there from Edward.
That was a very late call, though. The ball had already been played well out. I think Eddie Edward, it comes up on him.
Yeah, just gets his hand to it. I'm not sure how intentional it was, but the referee feeling obviously it helped him control the ball, and this is another dangerous situation for FC Edmonton defending a set piece.
I don't know why it took so long to call that, because it wasn't like in a situation where there was an advantage.
With Senna, and he's gone for goal, and Van Oekel juggles it for a moment, but thankfully just drops on it.
The hearts go through into the throats there. Got just enough. Made sure it stayed out. Oh,
it's a long way out. That strike, and that could have gone anywhere.
Oh boy, when that dropped in, it went off the back of his leg there. But in the end, no harm done.
Who would be a goalkeeper? That's the kind of thing he's probably had nightmares about many times, but on this occasion, it ends well.
Senna stung that shot, the ball's wet. And that's why you get your body behind it. right? I mean, you get your body in a good spot, and if it does slip through, the idea being you're going to get enough of your body behind it.
Satella's cross from the right-hand side. This time Van Okel's handling beautiful. But Edmonton just conceding a couple of free kicks late here. They need to get control of the discipline in the last 8 minutes of this match, holding a 2-1 lead. As that ball goes into the Alberta sky from Van Okel. Cleared back into Edmonton territory. It's with Senna. Good block by Edward there. Senna has it back though. Flores to the edge of the penalty area, shifting it out wide to the left. Chance here for Guenzati to put the cross in. Van Okel makes a very fine play and takes the pressure off his defense.
Good catch by Matt Van Okel. You see Richie Jones is getting ready to come in as well. Colin Miller will use his last change.
Look at that, it's a massive kick by Van Okel, and Amiobi really leaning hard on Gorski. Gorski recovers well.
The wind just died. Just stopped, and all of a sudden that what we haven't seen all half long, the Eddie's able to pop a ball with some distance out of their own end.
Amiobi very nearly getting on the end of that one. Lang will. Now Korea. Johan Smith up the left-hand side. Korea won't get to it. Smith will try and get on the end of his own pass. Freeman, though, playing it forward for New York. That will drop for Roberts. Lance Lang again. Up the left-hand side. It's picked up by Milligan. Now Senna.
Cosmos, they're preparing for other changes as well. Just know that Richie Jones is going to come in for Edmonton.
Tired legs out there. You can see just how strong that wind is. From left to right.
Dustin Korea's coming out. He's run miles today. I think he's done very, very well.
Best piece of the action, that defense-splitting through ball, which Fordyce ran onto and scored the second goal. And he gets a very big hand from the crowd. He's replaced by Richie Jones. Korea for Richie Jones for FC Edmonton, and that substitution is brought to you by the Help.
Leo Fernandez is getting ready to come in, and looks like Chirishian's coming off, and Chirishian was grabbing, looked like his hamstring, so I think not even necessarily sure that's 100% tactical. There might be a little bit of a problem with Chirishian there. He was grabbing his leg as he was coming off.
Fernandez for Chirishian for New York. That substitution brought to you by the Helm, Edmonton's premium men's clothing boutique. Last 5 minutes now at Clarke Stadium. Zobek just outside of his penalty area. Amiobi watching it very closely, but there's nothing there. Watson heading one away, and Edward will opt for safety first up the right-hand side. The ball into touch. It's a throw-in for New York. Working that one well with Flores, who hits it first time, and Van Okel just plucks that one out of the air up to his left. Good stop.
Van Okel telling you guys, get a move on. Send this ball out.
Van Okel kicks into the New York half, but it's one back by Zatella and Niasi trying to win that ball back, but Fernandez getting his first touch up to Kosana. Van Okel's ball rushing out of his area just to put that one into the stands and kill a few more seconds for FC Edmonton. 3 points today would be such a huge victory for them to put them in 4th place. They're within minutes of it now. Edward. Great pass up the right-hand side. Niasi, it was just slightly behind him, but he's just couldn't gather it in and continue his run. Diosa's played a good game today. Rodala's finding Zibi in all kinds of space on the right-hand side. Zibi to Niasi. Niasi's beaten his man, all ends up. Niasi cuts it back beautifully for Jones. It's off the line. Jones with a chance to wrap it up, but it's cleared off the line by New York.
Yeah, had the keeper beat. Not sure if that was Freeman or Satella that got in the way of that shot. That was goal bound. What a play by Niasi, though. Squaring a perfect ball after beating his man.
Just left his marker for dead. And a great cutback, but Jones denied.
We're seeing a game like this, if that moment's going to come back.
Center for New York. Just tries to keep moving past Edward. Lays it off for Freeman into the penalty area, headed across the face of goal. It's going to be picked up by Matt Van Oekel. Colin Miller up on the sidelines, trying to get everything out of every player here. And the ball's going to be thrown into touch by Van Oekel because Lance Lang has gone down onto the pitch in some discomfort just outside of his own penalty area.
The Cosmos are going to be saying to the referee, make sure this gets onto the watch, make sure this gets onto the added time.
Referee's already calling for the stretcher. He wants to keep the game going and get Lang off the pitch to continue this treatment.
And honestly, it won't just be the Cosmos saying it. It'll probably, if there are Fort Lauderdale Strikers and Tampa Bay Rowdy supporters, they're probably saying too that they want to see some time added on.
And that is Mayor Don Iverson, the mayor of Edmonton. See, he's wearing the Edmonton Fire Service hat. And he's enjoying the Eddies game today, Don Iverson, and a bit of a smile for the cameras there. It's not a bad game for him to pick against New York.
So far, so good. Yeah, he's hanging on here.
Next home game for FC Edmonton. We hope you can join us for that one, October 25th, Jacksonville. And that could be cold in Edmonton. You can still get tickets for that game from fcedmonton.com.
It'll definitely be cold for Jacksonville, the players. Remember that game that they played against Tampa Bay here? It's the last year, the year before, where it snowed at the end of October, and the Tampa Bay Rowdies looked absolutely miserable.
Yep, could well see snow for that one. It's normally some flurries here by Halloween, but it's going to be a great occasion. It's very exciting for the home fans here as the Eddies are in this playoff race.
3 minutes added on.
Referee waving Johan Smith on to take this throw in. We are into stoppage time at Clarke Stadium. The Eddies 2-1 up against New York. Smith's throw aimed at Amiobi, kept in by New York, away by Rodales. Up goes Johan Smith. It's a game of head tennis for a moment there. Zatella controls it. Drops for Zatella again. He gets a lucky bounce. In comes the cross. Kosana's underneath it. Edward just does enough against him. Niasi getting the ball clear.
All hands on deck defending. Every blue shirt. You can see even how deep Tomi Amiobi's playing.
Linesman had given the throw to Edmonton, but was overruled by the ref and then moved his flag the other direction. Smith playing that one out. It's another New York throw. Gorski here as Cosmos are piling forward. Freeman. Good header away by Watson. It drops for Jones. Jones looks ahead of him. There's nobody there, so he plays it back for Zibi. And Zibi won't get to that.
Got onto the field there.
Referee just stopped in play, so this can be dealt with.
It wasn't a good decision by Richie Jones. He needs to play that ball deep. It was a poor pass to Zibi that really handcuffed Zibi.
I will have every second,
especially at injury time.
And you can see New York coaching staff talking about making sure you add these seconds on.
Giovanni Savarese on the edge of his technical area, still giving the instructions from the sidelines as the New York Cosmos, his team, press for an equalizer here. Freeman's ball into the penalty area, and that is going to drift out for a goal kick to FC Edmonton. Van Oekel won't be racing to take this one.
Well, you know, Gareth, there will be some discussion, I'm sure, in Tampa Bay and in Fort Lauderdale amongst those clubs if this score holds, because the Cosmos did leave a lot of players at home, and those teams needed the Cosmos to get a result today against FC Edmonton, and I'm sure there's going to be a bit of annoyance that the Cosmos rotated their squad for this game.
Dallas very nearly had a breakaway, but Zatella recovers very well. Freeman, another crossfield pass to the left wing. Fernandez gets a touch on it. Senna plays it square to Freeman. Up goes the cross, but Van Oekel will catch those in his sleep, and that is the final whistle. And FC Edmonton move into 4th place in the combined standings. A 2-1 victory today over the New York Cosmos. It was a nail-biter towards the end, but a great, great game at Clarke Stadium between two top teams here. And in the end, FC Edmonton with just enough. Lang and Fordyce on the target. And although Marcus Senna pulled one back for New York from the penalty spot, the Eddies have all the spoils today. A 2-1 victory against New York. Stay with us for our post-game show after the break. Welcome back to Clarke Stadium. A big day for FC Edmonton. 2-1 victory over the New York Cosmos today. And they claim 4th spot in the combined standings in the North American Soccer League. Welcome to our post-game show, brought to you by Matakana Scaffolding. Let's go to the pitch and speak to the New York coach, Giovanni Savarese. Giovanni, your team got very close in the end there. Where do you think, though, the game was won and lost today?
No, I think the game was lost in the 2 mistakes that we made in the first half to allow them to be able to score in the 40-something minutes. The second half, we played much better. We, I think, dominated. Had chances to be able to score. Yes, they counterattacked and they have a couple of situations, but overall I thought we did a much better second half, and if we didn't make those mistakes the first half, would have been a much better situation for us.
You've been to Edmonton a couple of times the last couple of years. What do you think of the way of the team that they've got together at the moment, FC Edmonton?
Oh, Colin does always a good job to put together the team. You know, now he has a few more additions that give a little more craftiness into the team, and it was a tough game as always.
Thank you, Giovanni.
Thank you.
That's the New York coach, Giovanni Savarese. His team going down to a 2-1 defeat today, making a game of it, getting a penalty kicks, which Senna converted and gave them a chance towards the end there. But in truth, Edmonton could have scored a couple of goals after that as well. And in the first half, too. But some very good saves as well by the New York Cosmos goalkeeper this afternoon. Let's hear what the Eddies coach, Colin Miller, has to say.
So, Colin, you're finally there now. You're finally in that 4th spot, and now it's a matter of keeping that 4th spot.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got work to do. We know that, you know, we go to Ottawa, who've been the form team for as long as I can remember, really, next week. But the way the team is playing, I'm very proud of them here today because, you know, we deserved the win. We deserved the 3 points here. I don't think anybody could say that we didn't deserve that. I think over the piece we created a lot of chances. We were on the front foot for the most part. We made it a little bit more difficult for ourselves. It's a criminal free kick that we play from their goal eventually. Instead of playing the ball forward, when we're under a bit of pressure, we play the ball back the way, and it's a catalogue of errors from there that eventually leads to a penalty kick. So I'm really disappointed in the goal that we gave away. But over the piece, I'm very proud of the players. They've given everything again. The substitutes come on and did a great job. It's a great performance. It's the first time we've beaten the Cosmos in the modern NASL. So I'm very proud of the team and the club for that. So we've given ourselves a chance. That's all we've done. We can't get carried away. We will never get carried away. we go to, we have to prepare now, starting tomorrow, for Ottawa on Sunday, which should be a Canadian cracker. So we're looking forward to it.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Coach Colin Miller joining us on the pitch and pointing out it's the Eddies' first victory over the New York Cosmos in modern times, which is another significant achievement for them today.
Yeah, obviously they've had a lot of draws in the past between the two teams, a couple of Cosmos victories, but this time I think the Eddies, as he said, that he feels over the 90 minutes they deserve that win.
Now let's hear from our man of the match. Is brought to you by The Helm, Edmonton's premium men's clothing boutique. Stop by and visit the owners, Chad and Brad, or online at thehelmclothing.com. And here he is, Daryl Fordyce, joining us. Well played, Daryl. How does it feel? What made the difference today to get those 3 points against New York?
I think the difference today was just we took our chances. Lance Lang, the first one, he picked up the ball and punished him. And then when Dustin picked up the ball and managed to thread me through, I punished him as well. And then I think that was the difference in the game. It was just in the space of a few minutes, and we punished them in the first half, and to go in 2-0 at half time, and it gives us a little breather to believe in ourselves and go on and win.
If you could just look on the monitor there, Daryl, and talk us through your goal here. Well, actually, this is your header.
It was a great save from the goalie there, and as soon as it came off my head, I thought it was a goal, but fair play to the goalkeeper. It was a great save. The goal was just a great ball from Dustin, and timed the run nicely. I believe it stayed onside, but I'm happy with myself. I kept my composure and slotted it past the goalkeeper. So it was a great team performance, and 3 points is what we needed today.
Just tell us about the rest of the way, how the players are feeling. You're in this race now. This is the first time you've beaten New York in modern times. What about this push for the playoffs now? Yeah,
it just shows you how far we've come as a team and a squad, and we keep learning every day in training. And to beat New York at home, it's a great result, because the players that New York have, they're a very good team, and they don't win all those games for nothing really, and that just shows the belief that we have in the team, and it just gives us belief that we can go on and do great things this season. And as long as we keep our feet in the ground and keep our consistency, then we can go on and do good things this year.
Great. Good luck the rest of the way. Well played today, Daryl.
Thank you.
Daryl Fordyce, the Helms man of the match today, and he's been getting goals lately, and they've been very important for FC Edmonton. Let's look back on the highlights today, brought to you by Oodle Noodle. Highlights that the Eddies fans will be thrilled to see. Here it starts with Lang.
Yeah, Lang comes in. He tries to play the ball to Rodallis, and it comes back in off Mulligan, comes back to him. And Lang all of a sudden finds himself, on goal.
Doesn't miss them from that range. That was the 1-0 lead, and that was in about the 40th minute. And then straight away after that, look at this.
What a pass, and it was onside. We showed the angles. What a play. Correa picks up his head, waits an extra second. Fordyce's run is timed perfectly. The finish is perfect.
Here's that comedy of errors that Colin Miller was alluding to, and the poor pass back led to that penalty decision, and Senna made no mistake from the spot kick.
Yeah, he called, I think, a catalog of errors. Started with a free kick that ended up being a terrible pass back that ended up being in the corner, and then leading to the penalty kick.
But FC Edmonton holding on for 3 points, and it could have been more had it not been for New York's goalie. He made several saves in this match. Let's look back at the save of the match, brought to you by Sterling Hose.
This was early in the game, and as you saw Daryl Fordyce said, I thought I put that in the net. I thought he put it in the net too, and really fantastic footwork. Leap from Zobek, perfectly timed.
Tipping it over the top. Look at the determination. Super save from Zobek there. Unquestionably the save of the match. As Eddie Edward and the Edmonton players sign autographs for the fans, it feels good for them today. Let's see where that brought them in the league standings. Well, we know we got that 4th spot in the combined standings, which is the last playoff spot. There's the 4th standings. You can see Ottawa in 1st place, Edmonton in 3rd, but what really matters are the combined standings, where FC Edmonton are now in 4th. And there you have the confirmation of it. that looks pretty good reading for Eddie's fans.
If the season ended today, the game would be Edmonton at Ottawa. What a semifinal that would be.
It'll be a special one for Eddie Edward too. That's his hometown, and I'm sure that's what he'll be hoping for. FC Edmonton in the playoff race. 4th spot after getting a victory against the New York Cosmos today.
And I said, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of talk around the league about the Cosmos leaving so many players at home.
Lance Lang setting them on the way, finding the corner from that one. And moments later, Darryl Fordyce with this clinical finish, making it 2-0. And New York couldn't come back from that. It's 3 points for FC Edmonton today. They hold the last playoff spot in spite of that yellow card and penalty kick for Senna. It's 3 points for the Eddies today. Thanks for joining our broadcast today. Good night.